The waterway has been repaired, so the master is going to build a bathhouse. For the building house, the heavy rain has been cleared. It will be built according to the master's requirements soon. The size is just enough for 7 people to enter, but at the same time, there is a very realistic problem. The wastewater after the bathhouse is discharged into the river. However, the master thought too much. Dia said he could put some slime. They will eat excrement and corpses, he said, and ran out to catch a few. Tell the master that it can also be put in the toilet. But what kind of tiger wolf is this? Can people still pull this? So the master only put some in the drain of the bathhouse. Finally, it's the way toast the bathhouse. This is also very strange to the girls in the world. It would be nice if the master could demonstrate it once. This is embarrassing, but the master had no choice but to teach it. In short, just flush the water and then wash your body. Finally, go into the bathhouse and take a bath. But when it comes to here, it feels like it's coming up. He hasn't taken a bath for a long time, plus the time before the incident is longer. After being told that he had incurable disease, he stayed in the hospital for most of his life. Unexpectedly, it was the work of this naked god. The next second, the master was surprised. He was surrounded by girls. He was so anxious that he couldn't even stretch his legs. It's good to be honest with each other, but now he really just wants to take a bath. That's how it is. The next day, he was not worried. The master picked up 5 girls in the woods again. Green and White are all homeless spirits. His daughter and Leia know each other. This is the companion who left with the spirits when they died. Ask the master to take them in. This is a new round of bye-bye. The master agreed without hesitation. Although there are more people, they have to rebuild the house. But Leah will be in charge of the organization. It's good to be positive. This is the most playful peasant I've ever seen. It's just because it's too boring to spend the winter in another world. Just let a village girl sit at home and play cards. But what I didn't expect was that I didn't call the girl back. Instead, I called the dog back first. This calm attitude is like an old fried dough stick. The girl also understands that the dog is guiding her. But this is an ambush from the master. It's all beginners. What can a dog do first? 1, 2. That's 2. No, it's Ron. I'm Ron too. I'm Ron too. What? Double Ron. It's really worse than a dog. It turns out that the girl was guided by the dog. In the end, only the master said, I have to mention that the last time I was alone in the winter, this time, I just got a table. After all, every 2.5 days in the village, a group of homeless girls will come. Just before this regular period, 5 homeless girls came to the village again. So the master simply expanded the house again. I've had several experiences of building a house. This time, it's almost the ultimate version. The first floor is a spacious hall. There is a new basement below this time. It can be used to store food and firewood. The second floor is everyone's bedroom. No longer need to sleep together. Everyone has their own independent room, but the master's room is a little different. Don't know why there is a door lock, but when I opened it, he understood. There was a 2.8-meter bed inside. It's not that obvious anymore. And since the new house has been built, in order to celebrate the master, I also want to challenge a new dish. That is to make curry. He has been missing this taste for a long time, but this is a simple and profound material. The materials needed are extremely complicated. Fortunately, there is an all-purpose farm. Even plants that are affected by the season can be easily grown. I got a lot in no time. The first is a small box. The seeds left after flowering are new spices. This is the main source of curry flavor. Lucy can feel a very special fragrance. Then there is turmeric. This is the main ingredient of curry color. That is the so-called bath. The pot on the ground is very big, and the part under the ground is turmeric. You can use it after the turmeric is dried. You can use magic to solve it. Finally, there is coriander seeds. Use it after the turmeric is dried. Dia smelled it curiously. It's a bit like the freshness of fruit, but this is actually coriander. Only a part of people can feel this fragrance. The master just wanted to smell it, but he didn't expect to attract the dog. He thought it was something delicious. But it doesn't matter. I didn't expect the dog to be far away in the next second. It's different from the calmness of the master. These couple got together. This coriander looks ordinary, but I didn't expect that the hell wolf would be confused. This misunderstanding is getting deeper and deeper. When the master was looking up, there was no one around. The 2 girls were afraid that the master would do something to them, so it was awkward. When it came to cooking, only Leah, who didn't know the truth, was willing to help. Listen to Leah's explanation. Lucy and the 2 girls were busy doing research. I heard that they were going to make something like the strongest magic. The master was a little confused about this. Fortunately, the 2 of them could finish cooking. Then the master started making curry. But the rumors of coriander have spread throughout the village. They thought what the master was going to do was terrible. So when Lucy came back, she saw a very strange scene. But as she came, she smelled a scent. This smell made the 2 girls hungry. It turns out that the master's curry is ready. But when he saw this transparent yellow, the 2 girls didn't dare to do it. It looked worse than coriander, so the master had to use himself as an example. Dip a little curry in the bag first, then take a bite, and it's done. It's like listening to a story. He didn't say this, but when he saw the master enjoying it, the 2 girls took a bite without hesitation. But it doesn't matter. Unexpectedly, the taste hit the head. Everyone on the scene kept praising the curry. The master was originally a little happy, but the next second was awkward. He saw that the 2 girls had become a bowl. He didn't even leave a piece for her. When it came to the master, there was only soup left, but these can't be wasted. You can still eat it with a bag. Time went by like this. It was not far from winter. Before Kuihua went to bed, the master made her a quilt in advance. As for Zhongyu, she was responsible for processing some meat. After seasoning the meat, it was smoked to dry it. The storage time would be longer. The master would do the vegetables himself, spread a layer of cloth, and then cover it with a layer of snow. It's almost the same as a refrigerator. Because the snow will melt, it may soak the bottom, so the bottom is empty. Winter is ready to come. After the experience, winter is no longer a problem. Last time, she was alone, but now she has a village of girls. And it's boring to stay at home in winter. So the master made a bunch of entertainment. He made some preparations for chess and cards. After explaining the rules, Zhongyu was very interested in them. The first game of black and white chess began soon. Unexpectedly, the speed of the game was out of expectation. Lucy lost in just 2 minutes, but it's okay to lose. Lucy even played a piece of leather. It's just a slip of the hand. The chess pieces were disrupted and could only be reopened. But this is a small world. There is magic. Lucy can't even play a piece of leather. The next second, the chess pieces came back in one piece. If Lucy likes to reset the buttons, then Dia is the type that can't be reset. This scene was repeated over and over again, but the master didn't want to watch it anymore. After going out, he saw a team playing black and white chess, but he didn't expect that there was no normal person on this table. If the table just now was just a guide, then the other table was just 2 dogs. This is too awesome. This is different from the game of girls. Both dogs are really brave. At this time, Lucy came over. It turned out that because she lost too many games, she wanted to regain her confidence on the dog. It's too late for the master to stop her. As expected, Lucy is not even as good as the dog. It seems that the master's hand is itchy, so she played her favorite mahjong with Zhongyu. There are some beginners here. The old driver has no reason to lose. It's time to find a place for his wife. Even if it's a dog, he can't master the complicated rules of mahjong. Seeing this kind of guidance, the master didn't take it seriously at all. It just so happens that the dog played a card for him. But it doesn't matter. The 3 girls who didn't want to do it are all alive. After a round, only the master lost the worst. He just started counting, and he was out of luck. So it was embarrassing. He finally understood Lucy's mood. Then the master handed in the bowling ball again. But it doesn't matter. I didn't expect him to be as good as Lucy. It turns out that he is the worst. In short, after having the entertainment means, the winter passed without knowing it. After all, the food is almost finished. But an accident happened at this time. Suddenly, Kuiwa knocked on the wooden sign on the tree. This is a sign of the enemy's attack. The master looked up. There was a huge thing flying in Theski. He took a closer look. It turned out to be a dragon. This made everyone unable to calm down. It's a lie, isn't it? This farmer just disliked the grapes grown by his own family. He took a village of girls with his feet in the next second. But this is not a waste, because he also wants to drink red wine in the world. The traditional craftsmanship is both simple and mysterious. The girls soon learned the skill. Feet can save more energy than hands, and it can also solve the problem of insufficiency off force. After the grapes have been treated in the direction, they only need to be wiped with clean and hygienic mops. Don't worry about the problem of human resources. A group of homeless girls will come to his village every day, and each of them has a Russian doll. Friends who come will call their friends. But it's such a peaceful village. This morning, a dragon broke in. Without a second thought, it launched an attack. Fortunately, the 2 houses of government and defense opened the defense barrier in time. This is the only way to resist the fireball. It's just that it's obviously not a way to go on like this. Let's not talk about the barrier for a long time. If you don't care about it, your land will be burned. You have to protect your village. Think of it this way. The master's all-purpose strong mirror suddenly turned into a spear. It looks very reliable. But at this time, you can't think too much. The master then used the skill of eating milk. The direction of the dragon was very consistent. Unexpectedly, the long spear mirror would still turn. The dragon was very careful about this. In an instant, he used the 3-layer barrier to defend. But he didn't think that the power of the spear was as terrible as silk. The 3-layer cover was broken like a bucket of paper. In a hurry, his wings were pierced directly, but it didn't end well. At this time, the spear mirror flew back to the master's hand. Then it was the same again. This time, it pierced the dragon's heart. In the next second, he fell helplessly to the ground. This scene was caught in the eyes of the 2 women. This is too awesome. But the master didn't know why. He didn't know how the long spear came. He was wondering if the dragon would be instigated. But this speech was interrupted at the beginning. This possibility is only 2.5%. If someone instigated it was definitely more than one. This probably is the wild master. Hearing this, the master was finally relieved. Thinking of the dragon is also a guest. Then, he brought it to the table. This is also the first time for all the women to eat this kind of meat. I didn't expect the meat to be so silky. It is said that there was a big man who wanted to taste this kind of deliciousness. He used the dragon's nest as a corner. Unexpectedly, he fell helplessly to the fire. A generation of great men died. This is all the master's credit. Obviously, the dragon's body can't even be cut with a knife. But the master easily gave it to the cook. At the same time, in a demon city, the 4 kings here received the news. There was originally a dragon that seemed to be close to here, but in the middle, it was hit by a mysterious strongman. This made everyone uneasy. To know that if the dragon is attacking the demon city, even if they use all their force, they will be cold. This is simply the weakest 4 kings I have ever seen. When the dragon caused a great wave in the demon city, the master suddenly felt a little insatiable. Although the dragon's meat is delicious, one thing is missing. That is wine. Seeing the countless grapes in the field, the master planned to make wine, so he called a village girl to come and pick it. He said he just needed to take off his shoes and walk around the middle pole. The girl was a little confused at first, but she stepped on it and found a new road. She started singing, without notice. The master wanted to pick it up with a wine barrel quietly below. However, Lucy was not happy. Regardless of whether to wash her feet or not, she pulled the master up at random. Obviously, it was to make the wine taste better after an afternoon. Like this, all you have to do is wait for the yeast on the grape skin to ferment. After a turn, all the women are tired. They want to pick it again. This not only made the master sweat, let's see if the finished product is sour enough. In the village, there was a god watching here, but he looked very confused when he knelt down. It turned out that the god found the secret office reincarnation. He had a good reincarnation, but he sent people to the death forest, and he even gave the copy of the god gun to the master. If you know that this is used as a normal person, you will be sucked out of your life in an instant. When he said this, the god was a little confused. But isn't the master alive and well? But when he thought about it, he understood. The master of the previous life was diagnosed with death. In this life, he gave the other party a body that had not fallen for a long time, so the recovery power is more than the amount absorbed. This is a crooked trick, but this is not the only thing that makes the god angry. The master was kind enough to build a statue for them. It can be seen that the god of agriculture is an old man. You should know that she is a weak woman, but this doesn't seem to be a problem. Speaking of the god of agriculture, shouldn't he be an old man? Another day passed. The master was shocked again that day. He found a girl tied up in the forest again. This is tied up by a dog again. But this person Lucy recognizes. This is his stupid sister.